As our story begins, Hugo receives an email nudge welcoming him to the digital retooling program. Hugo is an experienced network engineer starting his transition to become a cloud architect. During his digital learning experience, he will demonstrate competency in a variety of technical and interpersonal communication skills. Hugo's journey begins with a quick individualization session. Hugo clicks a link in the email, logs into the digital engagement platform, and begins at his personalized My Learning portal. From here, he quickly launches the Digital Retooling for Network Engineers course. Hugo reviews the course description and gets fired up that he can earn points and achievements in the course. He starts with a pre-assessment to determine his competency in the targeted skills. Upon completion, Hugo is presented with an individualized learning plan. This plan saves him time by focusing his attention on weak areas and new concepts, while allowing him to fast forward through 3 competencies where he already shows strength. And he has already earned points for his pre-assessment outcome. Feeling good about his head start, Hugo immediately launches the Learning Mosaic and decides to explore one of his weak competencies, IoT. He filters the display of resources to quickly access what he's interested in and what he has time for. Hugo starts with an overview PDF on Azure reference architecture. He can also download it for later. Hugo has the option to rate and comment on the resource so other learners can benefit from his experience. While immersed in his learning, a message from a supervisor reminds Hugo about his site visit today to a store in the area. While en route to the site, Hugo gets an email reminder to keep learning, so he decides to use this extra time to study more on his phone. He quickly accesses a 5-minute video tutorial about Azure IoT. After watching, he joins a discussion about this video resource and enters a question to his fellow learners. In the same discussion thread, Hugo notices a post about a real-time briefing on Azure's IoT capabilities. Curious, he closes the thread and quickly finds the AI-curated collection of relevant articles from trusted sources. This collection was set up by the course authors and experts. Over time, Hugo and his colleagues will be able to create and share additional AI-curated briefings with each other. Hugo reads a recent curated article and it sparks an idea for a possible workplace improvement. Excited to share, he uses the Ask a Mentor feature to connect with a course mentor. Just then, the commuter train arrives at his destination. Hugo decides to pick up his studies later at home. After dinner, Hugo retreats to his home office and sees a new nudge email from the learning engagement system. It was triggered by Ashish, one of the course mentors who saw Hugo's earlier message. Ashish says he's intrigued by Hugo's idea and that he's currently online. He suggests they meet in the collaborative lab to work together. Hugo navigates to a collaborative lab activity in the IoT competency he was studying earlier. A remote Azure IoT development environment opens, along with a collaboration portal and lab guide. He uses the collaboration portal to launch an instant live meeting with Ashish and shares more details about his new idea in a live video chat.
Hey, the program sends data every 20 seconds to Azure, and that seems very excessive to me since Microsoft.
That's really not a bad idea. And come to think of it, if we did try something like this out, we could probably have...
Then he shares his screen and writes code in the virtual lab with Ashish's guidance. Using this pair programming approach, Hugo and Ashish write a program in Azure IoT that could result in significant savings for the IT department.
This is really a nice solution. I really like what you prototyped.
Ashish is impressed with Hugo's technical skills and creativity. He suggests that Hugo share his new IoT program with his boss, the Director of Development. But first, Ashish recommends that Hugo practice his communication skills so he can make a good impression. He tells Hugo about a video assessment activity that will help him. Hugo closes the collaborative lab and opens the Propose Your Idea video assessment activity. He reads the activity instructions, views the scoring rubric, and then confirms that his video camera and microphone are on. He starts the activity by watching a prompt video, which shows a scenario where a manager asks for workplace improvement ideas. After the prompt, Hugo records a video response that explains his IoT idea.
I can write a program that will, like batch the IoT monitoring data. And
Hugo submits his video for feedback and scoring, then notices that he can give peer feedback for videos submitted by other learners. He watches one of these videos and provides feedback, which is timestamped to the video. Later, Hugo returns to the activity and finds peer feedback for his own video. His idea is solid, but his presentation is still a little rough. Too many filler words and not enough eye contact. Hugo uses the feedback to record and submit his video a second time. The prospect of sharing a video for peer feedback seemed daunting at first, but he feels the experience of giving and receiving feedback strengthened his interpersonal skills. The next morning, Hugo receives another email nudge from the learning platform showing his place on the leaderboard and encouraging him to complete his IoT competency. After breakfast, Hugo clicks on the Last Visited button to navigate directly to the partially completed retooling course. He opens the IoT competency tile and sees that the quiz has been unlocked. He passes the quiz and receives more points for completing the competency. Hugo goes back to his My Learning page to check out the leaderboard and notices that he has now reached the number 3 position. Pleased with his progress, he decides to add a little smack talk to the discussion thread under the leaderboard. Later on, after completing the entire course, Hugo notices a new email nudge. This one congratulates him on finishing the course and announces a new digital business series of courses from Boston University. This is a new program to help employees become better business partners and earn their MBAs along the way. Hugo is very happy to be part of the organization's digital transformation.